Good afternoon, everybody. Danny here in my kitchen, as per usual, wearing my Crocs. Oh yes, Crocs in the kitchen. Now, I promised a few people that I would share how I shred a rotisserie chicken because often on my social media, I utilize rotisserie chicken for quick protein and people asked, how do you shred it? What do you do? So I'm going to demonstrate how I do it. Now, I'm not a chicken expert. This is just what I do. So if I'm doing it wrong, let me know. Let me know in the comments. And also, while you're at it, let me know if you're team live or team replay. So today I'm gonna show you how I shred rotisserie chicken because I buy one every single weekend for quick protein for the week ahead. And then I'm gonna share some nutrition facts with you. So I put some gloves on, I know they're loud, because I just don't like touching chicken, especially when I'm gonna be removing skin. I just don't want that in my fingernails and whatnot. And so if you want to cut the saturated fat content by half, you're gonna take off the skin. So removing the skin, which yes, some people say it's the best part, it's pretty tasty because fat is delicious. So if you are going to eat the white meat, taking the skin off is going to cut saturated fat by half. And if you're gonna eat the dark meat, you're gonna cut saturated fat by a third. So I remove the skin, so usually I just set a small bowl to the side and I start by removing it off the chicken breast. So here's the chicken breast in the middle, very obvious. And then, so that's where the white meat is, right here. And then your dark meat is gonna be in these drumsticks and the thigh. So there's the thigh and the drumstick, that's where the dark meat is. So for the breast, it's pretty easy. So you can honestly grab most of it in a big chunk. So I'll set the chicken breast on a cutting board next to me. And when I buy the rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club or Costco, I bring it home, I take the lid off, and I let it sit on the counter for about 30 minutes to cool. Otherwise, this would be very, very painful in terms of heat on the hands. So I'll let it cool for a bit. And as you can see, very easily, I took half the breast off. Yes, there's little bits and pieces. You can get real specific and grab every single piece, or you can do it pretty quickly. So what's the nutrition facts for the chicken breast? Now, one serving of chicken is 3 ounces. And so the chicken breast without the skin, 3 ounces, 120 calories, 24 grams of protein, 3 grams of saturated fat. Now, what does 3 ounces look like? Because 3 ounces is 1 serving of animal protein. So let's weigh it out. I'll show you what it looks like. That's too much. That's too much. Okay, so this is about 3 ounces right here. It's about the size of my palm or the size of a deck of cards. So this is 1 serving of chicken, so 3 ounces. Now, if you leave the skin on, so that was the nutrition for the rotisserie chicken with chicken breast, no skin. Now, if you keep the skin on the breast, now calories go from 120 to 150. The protein goes from 24 to 23. The saturated fat goes from 3 to 6.5 grams. So as I mentioned earlier, if we keep the skin on, when it comes to chicken breast, we are doubling that saturated fat. So continuing on with my shredding, so you would do that for both sides. You would take off the breast first. And again, I'm setting this on a cutting board next to me because I'm going to chop it up for some easy meal prep earlier in the week. So boom, the breast is off, just like that. And then next, if you want to include dark meat, then you would grab these drumsticks, take the skin off or keep it on. Now, what are the advantages or benefits to dark meat? Well, dark meat has about double the iron. So if you have low iron, you might want to consider including dark poultry in your diet, or red meat, of course. Red meat is a really good source of iron. It's the top source of iron. So then you would just kind of grab both drumsticks. Again, you can leave the skin on or keep it off. I take it off, I set it to the side, and then you would do the same with the thighs that are right here underneath. But step one, I always take the breast off, I take the skin off, I set it on a board, and then I'm gonna chop it up basically into cubes so that for the week ahead, for salads and wraps, I have ready to eat chicken. I always use this perfect size container, so this container is gonna be full of these little chicken breast, skinless chicken breast cubes for the week ahead. Now, what is the nutrition for the dark meat? So the thighs with the skin, 190 calories. So chicken breast with the skin, 150. The thigh with the skin, 190. Protein, 19. So less protein if we're doing the dark meat. Fat is 13 grams. So if you compare dark meat with skin to breast meat without skin, we go from 120 to 190 calories, and the fat goes from 3 grams to 13 grams. So that's pretty significant. So that's the nutrition for the thigh with the skin. The thigh without skin, 165 calories, 21 protein, and 9 fat. So basically, the fat goes from 3 to 6.5 to 9 to 13, and the calories go from 120 to 150, 165 to 190. That's going from breast without skin all the way up to thigh with skin. Now, another tip is when you are buying your rotisserie chickens, sometimes they sit out for a long time at the rotisserie area. So what you would want to do is check the times. So they all have this sticker on it, and it does have the nutrition facts for that specific store. But no, that's general nutrition facts. That's assuming that you're eating everything. So it's kind of an average. And it'll say time processed. So, you know, it'll say like 12:30 a.m. So you know that they basically put it out at 12:30 p.m., not a.m., 12:30 p.m. So if you get there at 3, you would check a few chickens, and if it's like time processed 2:30 p.m. versus noon, you would want to grab the more fresh one instead of the one that's been sitting there for 3.5 hours. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments, is this how you shred your rotisserie chicken? Was this helpful? And I will post in the comments the nutrition facts for all the different types of meat with and without skin, because I know that was a little bit all over the place. And before I say goodbye, I just want to say Happy Father's Day to all the dads, granddads, soon-to-be dads out there. You know, if you do get to see your dad this weekend, definitely give him a hug, tell him you love him, because some people haven't seen their dads in a long time. And so hug those dads. I know I miss mine, and hopefully I get to see my family soon. Have a great Father's Day weekend, everybody.